Yo, what's good, guys? Welcome back to another American Horror Story Asylum. This is episode 5. I've just had a look at the episode and it's called I'm Anne Frank Part 2. So obviously it's going to carry on from the ending of episode 4, which was quite left on a pretty big cliffhanger, if I do say so myself. We had Anne Frank come to the asylum. I don't know how she came into the... I think she just voluntarily admitted herself. I'm not actually quite sure. But she actually recognised Dr. Arden as being this soldier at Auschwitz. I think he was actually doing experiments and stuff on the prisoners at Auschwitz, because Anne Frank, whenever he came into the women's ward or whatever it was, he used to take the women away and they came back just not themselves. And they'd be all like limped limbs. They wouldn't be able to walk properly. Apparently they were sworn to secrecy, not to tell anyone of what happened. And Anne Frank was so certain that it was Dr. Arden. And we kind of had proof, because 2 police officers came to the asylum to question Dr. Arden about the lady of the night popping around his house, and she must have reported him to the authorities because she had told them what she had seen in his bedroom. In the little box, it had pictures of women tied up behind their backs on the bed, and it missed it out in episode 2 when the actual scene was being played out, but they added a bit extra on. And apparently this woman had seen some Nazi memorabilia, which confirms that he was part of the Auschwitz camp. And then even more proof came up, because I don't know what the official name is for this person, but I call him the Reverend. He's the guy like at the top. He pulls all the strings. But Sister Jude actually confronted him about Dr. Arden and said, "Oh, he's a war criminal and he was a Nazi." And the Reverend was like, "Oh, where did you hear all this?" And then she was like, "Oh, from one of our patients, Anne Frank." And obviously he isn't going to believe her. He isn't going to believe Sister Jude, because obviously the story is that Anne Frank died. But in this story, she's alive and she's in the asylum. And then when Sister Jude left the room, we saw Dr. Arden still doing a bit of experiments on Shelley, and then the phone rang, and it was the Reverend, and he was like, "They're on to you, Arthur. If you've got any housekeeping," I'm trying to think of the word, but it was like, if you have any housekeeping, I think you should take care of it, which I think is basically destroying any evidence that could link him to Auschwitz. So get rid of all the memorabilia and stuff. But I think before he could do that, he decided to take kind of vengeance into his own hands and grab Anne Frank and like throw her into the door of where he's doing all his experiments and stuff. Little did Dr. Arden know that she has a gun, which she managed to get off one of the officers. I found it a little bit not believable how easily she got the gun. And she managed to turn the tables on Dr. Arden. I don't really know what her purpose was. Maybe her purpose is to actually kill him, because I think she hates him that much. But she ended up shooting him in the leg because he ran at her, because Shelley was making a noise in the cupboard or room, but we didn't know it was Shelley yet. And she was like, "What's in that door? Give me the key. Do you want to use it? If you want to lose another leg, give me the key." So we gave Anne Frank the keys. She opened the door. It was Shelley. Shelley was like, "Kill me." And it seems like she's in her final stages of whatever she's in. And that's when it cut. It cut there. So, and this episode's called I Am Anne Frank Part 2. So, oh God, it's going to be even more. But yeah, that's only one section of what happened. Kit sat down with Oliver Thredson about his crimes. He believes that Kit is not crazy, but he wants him to admit to what he's done, which is killing his wife Alma, and the other 2 women. And from Oliver Thredson's point of view, Kit was ashamed to be married to Alma, and apparently Alma wanted their marriage to kind of come to light for everyone to know, but Kit didn't want that. He was a bit too embarrassed, a bit too ashamed, so he beat her to death when he was confronted by it. And apparently it was his friends outside checking up on him. But even though they were treating him like shit at the gas station, that's the one thing I'm holding close to home as proof that he didn't do it. I know he didn't do it. He definitely didn't do the crimes. No way. I think I said it in episode 1. If this show tries to tell me that he'd done that after we saw him get abducted, being all nice to Alma, being treated like shit at the gas station, but to me it feels like Oliver Thredson is kind of brainwashing Kit into thinking he's a murderer. It's a bit like the Making a Murderer program on Netflix with I've forgotten his name, but he was framed basically for killing some reporter. But it feels a little bit like this in Asylum, like Kit doesn't remember what happened, and he doesn't remember enough that he's actually starting to believe that he committed the crimes. But there's no proof for me. I've not seen any proof that he done it. The only proof I know that he's not done it is from what I saw in episode 1 at the beginning when he got abducted and then he got sent to the asylum. I've not seen any proof that he's Bloodyface. And the 2 police officers, when Dr. Arden left the room and Sister Jude was still in there with the police officers, they were like, does Kit Walker strike you as someone that can cut up people's limbs and take their skin off like so perfectly? And they were talking about Dr. Arden as well. Like they were like, do you know of anyone that might have surgical skills? So I don't know, man. That kind of struck me. I mean, I don't see Dr. Arden as being Bloodyface, but... And I was thinking about this other day. Dr. Arden said something to Shelley. Shelley was like, am I going to die? Before he syringed her. And he was like, oh, no. If anything, you might live forever. So if they live forever, do you reckon that the Bloodyface in the future, the Adam Levine future... Shout out to the person in the comments that said just relate it to the Adam Levine future or Adam Levine present. So the Bloodyface in the Adam Levine present, could it be the outcome, like the final stage of Dr. Arden's experiments? They live forever and they're actually, maybe their mouths are skinned up or something, that's part of the procedure. I don't know, like all these little Bloodyfaces are actually... maybe trainees for Dr. Arden to go out and kill people and wear the skin. I don't know, man. I don't know. But the bodies are all found with severed heads and no skin on. And from what I remember, when Kit and Lana Grace tried to escape, we saw the creatures outside eating these bodies. So maybe I'm a bit off with that. But it's just something that I thought about, that I thought I'd share with you guys. Just to let you know, because, you know, it is kind of my reaction and my journey. So I thought I'd tell my reaction, or just my thought process on the show at the moment. Cool, so 10 minutes exactly have just passed by. There's still so much to say, but I kind of just want to get into it, because I feel like I've highlighted the necessary scenes that were in last episode. One more thing. Kit wanted forgiveness from Sister Jude, and Sister Jude was quite open and affectionate towards him. So it'll be nice to see where that goes. Anyway, I think we should crack on with episode 5. Cool. So I Am Anne Frank Part 2. Okay, flashback. Or maybe not.
Mr. Goodman.
Mr. Goodman was my father, Olaf ASYLUM. Please call me son.
Is that Hector Salamanca from Breaking Bad?
I'm sorry we have to meet like this, but confidentiality
It is.
soul of my work.
Dr. Arden.
Oh, shit.
Stop! You leave him there. Where's Sister Jude? I have to speak to her right away. This man is a monster. You should see what he's got in his office.
Go, sister.
I've waited so many years for this. I can wait a few more minutes.
Oh,
Drop
fuck!
a gun or I'll blow your goddamn head off.
Oh, let me jump. I knew he'd get saved. Why aren't you watching your back, Anne Frank? Can I just make a little prediction as well, please? This person, or this man, that Sister Jude is seeing, I don't know what to make of it. I thought he was actually going to help Sister Jude, and then I had some weird thought that he's going to be on his own or something later that night, and Sister Jude would have gone home, and then Bloodyface would have popped out and killed him or something to try and protect Dr. Arden's profile. But then the very last scene, it looked at a book on a desk of this guy, and it had the Nazi symbol. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. He could be a Nazi, and he could just be covering up. That blood type tattoo thing might just be a lie, man. Dr. Arden probably doesn't have one, and then Sister Jude will be like, oh, right, he's not Nazi then. It's fair enough. What's for dinner?
I want you to tell me what you think you saw.
Go and look.
It's been moved, mate. Maybe it would...
Look. You claimed to have seen some sort of creature that was alive. Maybe it escaped on its own.
I doubt that, sister. It had no legs. Sister Jude, can't you see him missing? There's a man in your office.
What man? Did he say what he wanted?
His wife.
How about world-class actress? She was very convincing. Playing Anne Frank.
That's how it all started. She read the diary, and when she was 8 months pregnant, we drove down to Boston to see a production of Anne Frank. Just sort of hit her in some personal way when she saw the play. She'd come home with bags full of old newspapers and art supplies. She'd disappear into the den.
To work on a project.
Sounds to me like a classic case of postpartum psychosis.
How long have you been standing there? Dr.
Let's go,
Buttons?
Oliver.
Long enough to make a pretty good diagnosis. The obsession, the manic behavior, the disconnection from her baby.
My wife isn't a psychotic. She's a very emotional person. She needs to come home.
I think that's dangerous.
Did you hear what he said? The man wants his wife at home.
My God, Charlotte. I've been looking for you.
My name is Anne.
Charlotte, it's time to come home.
Whoa.
Stay away from me. My name is Anne Frank. I'm a death camp survivor.
You're my wife and the mother of our baby. Please, stop this and come home with me.
No, you don't know me. Can't be.
I don't like all this shit.
David needs you.
David needs you.
My baby.
I need you. Everything's gonna be all right. You'll see.
Now fuck this guy, man. I reckon he's a verbal abuser, this guy. This guy right here, I don't trust him. Oliver, you gotta catch on. Go on, Kit, looking fly.
Are you afraid?
I'm a little bit.
No, I don't regret what we did. There's no one to blame except Sister Jude. I think she's the devil.
Wrong nun. They're not really gonna do this, are they? Here's the devil. Tell him tell him what happened
Yes.
about the aliens.
If you hurry, you might be able to have supper.
Supper? I thought you were taking me for the operation.
No, kid. Sister Jude changed her mind. She said you showed signs of true redemption. You're being released from solitary. Yay.
What about Grace?
Oh, I haven't forgotten about her.
Whoa, no. Don't even bullshit me. Don't bullshit me. Why do that?
Maybe by the front staircase at 6 o'clock.
So in the episode 5, I don't think she's gonna get out.
You need to give yourself permission to remember. I think one way to do that is to hear it in your own words. I want you to describe what you think happened. And I'll play it back for you so you can hear it in your own voice with your own ears.
And if I do that, you're gonna tell the courts that I should stay here and that I don't go to the chair.
Yes. That is the bargain. But I need to feel you're sincere.
My name is Kit Walker. And I murdered my wife.
That's going to be used against him in the future. Come on, man. Let's see what happened now.
Don't fight it. It'll only make it worse.
Who is it? What are you?
My name is Alma.
Don't fight it. Who are you? My name is Alma. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. I thought about a clone, some sort of clone being put in their place. Like, that's not the real Kit, maybe. I don't know. I'm just going to continue.